everyone, and welcome to Empowered by Self-Love, the podcast. My name is Jessica Fuentes, and I am a certified professional coach. I will be here every Saturday talking about transformation. How to transform those difficulties you encounter throughout your life into lessons. How can you transform that victim mindset into one of opportunity and growth? If you want to transform your life, the key is to learn and realize that you have everything you need within yourself. If you are looking for a safe place to find inspiration, motivation, and the tools to become empowered, then this is the podcast to listen to. This podcast is brought to you by my website, Empowered-SelfLove.com. Thank you for joining me every Saturday. And I want to thank you all for listening every week. Thank you for your support and for making Empowered by Self-Love, the podcast, part of your Saturday routine. I am extremely thankful and grateful for your warm welcome. My hope is to bring you the tools that enriches your life and that helps you become more empowered. So thank you for sharing with your friends and family, and let's continue to spread the knowledge and the inspiration. Hey, and welcome. Thank you for joining me this Saturday, and I wish for you to feel well, energetic, and ready for today's topic, which is detachment. I used to believe that being attached to someone was a good thing. I saw it as a romantic act of love that meant a way of bonding with the other in a way in which I needed that person to complete me. Oh boy, did I love that scene from the movie Jerry Maguire when Tom Cruise goes to her house and tells her, "You complete me." And she replied, "You got me a hello." Oh my God. Well, yeah, that was me. Attaching all the way because it was synonym of love. I don't know if I'm the only dreamer here or if you are here with me or you've been there on the same boat. Well, the thing is that attachment not only happens in romantic relationships, it also happens in all sorts of relationships with parents, siblings, nieces, nephews, cousins, aunts, uncles, our children. It seems like we all have been programmed to believe that to love someone, you need to be emotionally attached to that person. Otherwise, you truly don't love them. Rather than love, that sounds more like codependency. This is why today I wanted to talk about detachment. Talk about detaching ourselves, first of all, from the belief that in order to love someone, you need to feel attached to that person. Please don't be confused by what I'm saying. Connecting is not attachment. Love is not attachment. These are different things. So I did some research on the internet and found that Cambridge defines attachment as a feeling of love and need for another person. Okay, did you hear the part that said need? That is where the problem lies. You don't need a person in order to love the person. If you were to need another one in order to sustain yourself, to breathe, to smile, to live, to be happy, then you are in a codependent relationship. Now, healthy attachment is great because it means that you are connecting and developing a sense of closeness with another one, but you are not dependent on that person. Now, if you start to feel anxious, insecure, or lost without that person, that should be your big red flag that you're attached. It took me a long time to understand the concept of loving someone without attachment. I read a book in Spanish. Sorry, I have not found it in English. That it's called Desapegarse sin anestesia, which translates as detach yourself without anesthesia. The author of this book is Walter Rizzo. He says that if you find someone in your life to be indispensable for your happiness, then you have a serious problem. You are at the mercy of a master. So, if you feel that you are dependable and that it will be impossible for you to let go of someone, or you fear being your authentic self around that person, you have a problem. You become frail and you lose control of yourself. And therefore, your decisions will also be unauthentic because you make decisions based on the other person's likes rather than yours. Attachment can also be linked to your job, your position or your title, your education, and the opinion of others. If you lose your job and you feel that you lost your sense of being, that means you had an attachment to that job. If you're not able to be free to be yourself because you fear what others might think or might say about you, you are attached to the opinion of others. You are at the mercy of any of your attachments. And I am going to explain how I see things now. So, I love my daughter and my son, right? But I don't feel anxious if they are not around or if they don't call me for 1 or 2 days or even a week. My love for them remains even if I don't see them, even if I don't get to hug them or call them or whatever. My love for them is infinite. The day I began to have a grasp of understanding of this concept was the day I lost my nephew. He passed away when he was 27 years old. I was 32, which means we were like siblings. We were friends. That experience is up until this day one of the most painful and hardest experiences of my life. It took me years to accept the loss, but even though I can no longer talk to him or see him, I really don't need him here in this realm for me to love him, because love is free. Love is infinite. And with that association, I can relate it to any other relationships or situations. I can love without attachment. I can give my all in a position, and I'll be fine if I am no longer working there. I don't need to be with someone in order to love them. I don't need to love with attachment. I don't want to love with the anxiety or the fear that I might lose the other person. To love without attachment is the best way to love. Therefore, I believe that in order for you to transform your life and become empowered, you need to detach yourself from others and from things. And yes, create bonds. Yes, go ahead and build meaningful connections. Love, fall in love, but don't become emotionally dependent on another or a job or a title or even a house. One day, the person you love might have a bad day and might not be there to complete you. One day, your brother will argue with you and you won't talk for months. And if you are attached, you will feel like you're in hell because you will be feeling lost, sad, and even depressed. One day, the person that you're in love with might realize that he or she is no longer in love with you and will break up with you. And with an unhealthy attachment, you might even consider ending your life. But when the people that you love disappoint you, you will still be fine. It might hurt. It might make you sad. It might be difficult. It might take time to overcome. But you won't feel stuck. You won't feel lost. You won't feel incomplete. And you won't feel like someone grabbed your heart and removed it from your chest without notice. Your worthiness won't decrease because you loved without attachment. The passing of someone is different. You will go through a grieving process, and it is okay to go through it at your own pace. It will take time to overcome. It took me years. But again, your life won't be stopped. It won't lose its meaning. Because remember, true love will never die. And it will always be with you because it belongs to you. So go ahead and love and have meaningful and beautiful relationships without the need to have them. That is the best kind of love, and those are the best kind of relationships. Okay, so the 5 takeaways from today's episode are: number 1, understanding attachment versus love. Attachment is often confused with love, but true love does not equate to needing someone to complete you. Healthy relationships involve connection and closeness, not codependence. Number 2, recognizing codependency. When you feel anxious, insecure, or lost without another person, it indicates a codependent relationship. Such relationships can lead to unauthentic decisions based on the other person's likes rather than your own. Number 3, embracing independence in relationships. So, true empowerment and transformation comes from detaching yourself from others and other things. While creating bonds and meaningful connections is important, try to avoid emotional dependence on people, on jobs, or on titles. Number 4, coping with loss without attachment. Experiencing loss is painful, but does not require attachment to maintain love. Love is infinite and should not be tied to the physical presence of someone or something. Number 5, building resilience. Loving without attachment means that you can withstand disappointments and setbacks without feeling lost or incomplete. This mindset allows you to maintain your sense of worth and continue moving forward in life. So, as the Dalai Lama said, love is the absence of judgment. So true love is not about clinging, but about letting go and allowing each other the freedom to grow. Loving someone means setting them free, giving them space to be their true self, and finding peace in their journey. Healthy love is allowing each other to thrive independently while still being deeply connected in spirit. So, my message to you today is love without attachments. Detach. Detach from that codependency. Detach yourself from the idea that codependency is equal to love, because it is not. Loving someone deeply means valuing their independence and your own, showing that love does not require codependency. If you feel that this is a message you connected with, I am very glad and happy that this will be the beginning of an extraordinary journey of transformation and empowerment for you. So remember that we have a date every Saturday, and you can't miss the next episode in which I will be asking you the question, who are you? Thank you for listening to today's episode, and I hope that you enjoyed it and that it brought some perspective as well as hope. If there is any particular topic you would like me to discuss, or if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me via email at jessica.fuentes@empowered-selflove.com. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can find me there as Empowered-selflove. I also encourage you to visit my webpage, Empowered-selflove.com, and explore more about what coaching is all about. In the Services tab, you can sign in for the free discovery session, which is only available on Wednesdays. During the discovery session, I will explain everything you need to know about coaching, the type of coaching I specialize in, and the packages I have available for you. You can find all the links on the episode's notes. Remember, if you like this content or thought of somebody that could benefit from it, please share it with your friends and family. Remember that we have a date every Saturday, and I can't wait for us to meet again. See you next week!